All praise to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Parkadas, Yabban to the apostles and the elders of GMS, salute and honor to the elect, all the brothers across the four corners who are enduring, and truth and sincerity, and women and children who follow. So I was doing some reading here today, and to do some background research on this, I just definitely wanted to do a video since I thought it was pretty relevant. This article right here is from Haaretz.com. It says, discovery of giant underground quarry in Jordan Valley may rock archaeological thinking. All right, and this is from looks like June 22nd of 2009, so it's pretty old, but nevertheless it's relevant. So it says a spectacular underground quarry has been recently discovered in the Jordan Valley north of Jericho, which archaeologists believe may have marked a biblical site sacred to ancient Christians. It says a large cave was discovered by Professor Adam Zertal and a team from the University of Haifa, which has been conducting a survey in the region since 1978. When we reached the entrance to the cave, two Bedouin approached us and warned us not to go in because it was cursed and inhabited by wolves and hyenas, Zertal said yesterday from the site. They entered anyway, discovering a ceiling supported by 22 gigantic columns on which various symbols were carved, including 31 crosses, a possible wheel of the zodiac, and a Roman legendary symbol. All right, so basically they found a quarry underground. We're gonna get to it. It says, here you go. Zertal says their working theory is that the site is Gilgalga, the biblical Gilgal mentioned in the 6th century Mababa mosaic map. The cave, buried 10 meters underground, is about 100 meters long, 40 meters wide, and 4 meters high. It's the largest artificial cave so far discovered in Israel. Alright, it says potsherds found in the cave and the carvings on the columns led Zertal to date the first quarrying of the cave to be around the beginning of the Common Era, which was used mainly as a quarry for 400 to 500 years, but other finds give the impression it was used for other purposes, perhaps a monastery or even a hiding place. Zertal says. Zertal and scholars wonder why people would dig a quarry underground, considering the effort needed to just pull the stones out of the ground. A possible answer may be the famous Madaba map of ancient Palestine found in Jordan. In it, a place named Gilgala is marked and accompanying the Greek word meaning 12 stones. The map also depicts a church near the site. Archaeologists say they have found 2 ancient churches near the cave. Alright, according to Zertal, the scholars had always assumed that 12 stones were referred to the biblical story of the 12 stones of the 12 stones the Israelites set up at Gilgal after they crossed the Jordan. Alright, it says, however, the discovery of the quarry cave may mean the reference to the quarry established where the Byzantines identified Gilgal. Zertal explains in the antiquity sanctuaries that in antiquity sanctuaries were built out of stone from sacred places. If the Byzantines identified the site as biblical Gilgal, it would have been considered sacred, and quarrying would have remained underground to preserve it. So basically, they think that they found the site where the children of Israel passed over the Jordan River, and they put the 12 stones there. Okay, so we're going to get that story in the scripture, and then I want to get another scripture to go with it. So this is Joshua, the 4th chapter, and I'm sorry, the 4th verse. It says, then Joshua called the 12 men whom he had prepared of the children of Israel out of every tribe of man. And Joshua said unto them, Pass over before the ark of the Lord your power into the midst of the Jordan, into the midst of Jordan, and take ye up every man of you a stone upon his shoulder, according to the number of the tribes of the children of Israel, that this may be a sign among you, that when our children ask their fathers in time to come, saying, What mean ye by these stones? Then ye shall answer them that the waters of Jordan were cut off before the ark of the covenant of the Lord. When it passed over the Jordan, the waters of the Jordan were cut off, and these stones shall be for a memorial unto the children of Israel forever. Okay, so that's what they did. All right, it's just like when Moses passed over the Red Sea, and he made it dry land, and the waters were two pillars. They did the same thing when they crossed over into the land across the Jordan. Okay, so and the Most High did that so that he raised up Joshua, so that he could be respected in the same light as Moses. Okay, that's the reason why the Most High did that. And this is just showing further biblical proof that the Bible is true, that the Bible is real. All right, I'm gonna get another scripture to help back that up. Oop. Slakia. Yeah, this is Revelation chapter 12, verse 16. It says, And the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened up her mouth and swallowed up the flood which the dragon cast out of his mouth. All right, now when it says the earth helped the woman, that's talking about all these archaeological digs, all these finds, all these different artifacts that come out to support the legitimacy of the Bible. Just like the 12 pillars or the 12 stones. You have the chariots at the bottom of the Red Sea. You have the actual Noah's Ark. All right, there's so many different sites and different artifacts, different places, different things that have come out over the years that prove that these scriptures are real. That's not just a fictional story. Okay, all these events, all these happenings in the Bible actually occurred. They've been documented. Okay. It was written by man, inspired by the Most High. Okay, the Most High put the Spirit on those men to write down those stories, to write down that history, all right, to write down the visions and the prophecies that they seen, so that we can have it here today. Okay, the things that were written aforetime were meant for our learning, and these things just help to build your faith, to prove your faith that you're not in this for the wrong reason, that that Yahweh Shem Yahshai is real, and he will sup with you, and he will prove everything that he's done in these scriptures. Okay, he's not going to forsake you. Who did the Most High forsake? Right, there's not a just man that was forsaken by the Most High. But just reading the story, and then just being curious, like, hey, I wonder what it looked like, So give me a moment. Let me see if I can try to find a picture. Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, I found a couple things, but nothing like really solid that I would say this, like this is, the ancient site Gilgal. But it's some speculation about a few things. But what we got is what we have, so we just gonna roll with that, man. All we know is that I think this is what they actually might be talking about, but we don't. I can't say that this is it. But what I do know is that these scriptures are real, and that they give validity, and things like this is really cool for you to know, just in the faith period. But with that being said, Call lawyer, how Bashem Yashai Bashem Karkadash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS, salutes and honors to the elect, all the brothers across the four corners who are enduring in truth and sincerity, and the women and children who follow. Shalom.